All right, so we know with the parallelogram, quick review we just talked about. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite corners are congruent. And consecutive corners add to 180. We also know that the diagonals cut each other in half. Okay, and that this corner is the same as this corner, and this corner is the same as that corner. So that's what we know so far. Now we're going to add to that a rhombus. A rhombus has all of that, plus all four sides are the same. The diagonals cross at 90 degrees, and they cut the corners in half. So this corner is the same as this corner, and this corner is the same as that corner. You should be writing this down. So it says find the missing angles. Well, we happen to know, since these are already a parallelogram, these have to add to 180. So 180 minus 130, and x is 50. Okay? For this next one, what do we know about the sides? Well, we know the sides are equal, so we could say 5y minus 6 is equal to 2y plus 3. So we are going to minus 2y from both sides, and we get 3y minus 6 equals 3. Add 6 to both sides, 3y equals 9. You should be writing this down. Divide by 3, and y equals 3. So that's finding the variable. Now we want to know how big the sides are. Well, let's see. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So every side would have to be 9. So this next one, let's see. If this is 35, from what we knew last time before, this was 35. But because this is a rhombus, I also know that this is 35 and this is 35. I also know that these corners are 90, so 90, 90, 90, 90. And I know that this corner plus this corner has to add to 180. So together, 35 plus 35, corner H is 70. 180 minus 70, this side's 110, and these two are 110. And then because it's a rhombus, we know these are cut in half. So this is 55, and this is 55. We just know a little bit more because it's a rhombus. All right, the next one, the last one, this is a challenge problem. And I think that it would be good if we took 3 minutes or so and tried to do this with a neighbor. See if you could fill it out. Okay, A to B is 8. Start filling it out and see how many you can answer. Go. You should have gotten this for X. How did you guys do for X? Okay, so now let's look at it. The measure of BEC. BEC, that is a diagonal in a rhombus, so it has to be 90 degrees. Okay, the measure of ABC Well, if this is 120, then this has to be 60. Okay, A, C, B. How big does this piece have to be? The whole orange piece is 120, but diagonals cut them in half, so this piece has to be 60. And B to C is 8. Sounds like you guys did okay, so good job. That's what we know about a rhombus. And oops. Next, we have a rectangle. A rectangle has all of the parallelogram stuff plus the 4 corners are congruent and they're all 90, okay? And the diagonals are the same. So this piece is congruent to that piece. So it says RT, this is 6x plus 4. And SU, this is 7x minus 4, but since it's a rectangle, we know that they're the same. So 6x plus 4 equals 7x minus 4. Draw my line through the middle. The goal is to get all the x's on the same side, so I'm going to minus 6x, just because I don't like negatives. So 4 equals x minus 4. You should be writing this down. Add 4 to both sides. And x is 8. I did not finish the question yet, though, because it wants the length. Well, RT is 6 times 8 plus 4. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. So from R to T, that is 52. All right, next one. What do we know about the size of these corners? They're 90 degrees, so there are 2 ways to solve for them. Right here. You could say, hey, we know every corner is 90, so x plus 40 equals 90. Or a slightly longer way to do this would be what? Good. So, or you know that both corners are equal, so you can set them equal and solve. I'm going to solve the easier one because I want to be lazy. But either way, yeah, I have a lazy lady. That's exactly it. X is 50, and so I'm done. Okay. Last but not least, it says solve for x and y. Well, I know that this corner is equal to that corner, but I couldn't set them equal because then I have an x and a y in my equation, and that's not going to work. But instead, I happen to know that these 2 corners together are complementary. They add to 90. So 5x plus 8 plus 3x plus 2 equals 90. And this time all my x's are on the same side. So I'm going to combine like terms. 5x plus 3x is 8x. 8 plus 2 is 10. Now I want to get x by itself, so minus 10 from both sides. 8x equals 80. Divide by 8, and x equals 10. And then here's the deal. If x equals 10, I can figure out how big this purple corner is, because that purple corner is 3 times 10, right? That's the x, plus 2. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 2 is 32. But if this corner is 32, isn't this corner right here 32? Because we have 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal, and these are same side interior parallel lines. So then we could say 6y plus 2 equals 32. And solve. Minus 2 from both sides. 6y equals 30 divided by 6. And y equals 5. Please make sure you have all of this in your notes. So last but not least is the square. A square is like a parallelogram. It's also a rectangle and a rhombus. So all the stuff we could do here, we can do it with a square. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a second. I want to see how much of this square you can fill in. See if you can fill in this square with a partner. So if I were doing this, I would immediately go, look, this is a square. So I know. No, tell me it didn't just stop. Okay. CD is 7. So if this is 7, that's 7. And that's 7, and that's 7. I also know this is 90, this is 90, this is 90, and this is 90. I also know that all of these are 90. Okay, now it says B to D, from here to here, that's 10. Which means A to C is also 10. And then A to E is 5, 5, 5, 5. And let's see, it says, how big is A, B, D? Oh, we already knew that was 90. How big is A, C, B? Well, if this corner is 90 and it cuts it in half, this piece has to be 45. Okay. Good job. Let's do these last two, guys, and we're done. Here's the deal. It says if this is a square, solve for x. This 18 is extra information. We don't need it. We know that this corner is 90. So 5x equals 90. Divide by 5. And x equals what? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then it says, okay, and then it says solve for ACD. Well, I don't even need that. ACD, if this corner is 90, then this corner is 45. Okay, last but not least, D to B is 9. How big is A to E? Well, I know this is 9, so this is 9. And they cut each other in half, so this piece has to be 4.5. Okay, that is the rest of that.